All right, another episode of Stand Tall. It is 12/18, December 18th. We're on verse 12, chapter 5 of The Art of War, Energy. The onset of troops is like the rush of a torrent, which will even roll stones along its course. 13. The quality of decision is like the well-timed swoop of a falcon, which enables it to strike and destroy its victim. So the quality of decision is well-timed, right? It has to be well-timed. Right? Because an eagle, like he's like a falcon, he's saying coming down from above, it has to time that at just the right time to snatch its prey. So, Master Sun says, when the speed of rushing water reaches the point where it can move boulders, this is the force of momentum. When the speed of a hawk is such that it can strike and kill, this is precision. So it is with skillful warriors. Their force is swift, their precision is close. Their force is like drawing a catapult, their precision is like releasing the trigger. Dumu says their force is swift in the sense that the force of the momentum of battle kills when it is released. That is why it is likened to a drawn catapult. So we're talking about force, we're talking about energy, momentum, and these are some of the things that we need to keep in mind as we move forward through life, right? The momentum that we're creating, we may not be seeing the results just yet, but maybe that's because that momentum and that potential energy hasn't been released. So just to go back to the original verse 14, therefore the good fighter will be terrible in his onset and prompt in his decision. 15, energy or force may be likened to the bending of a crossbow, decision to the releasing of a trigger. So the bending of a crossbow, but when you decide, that's when you pull the trigger, right? You have to pull the trigger. Otherwise, you're just going to have all this pent up energy and all of this stuff going nowhere. All right, December 18th out of the Daily Stoic by Ryan Holiday and Stephen Hanselman. What comes to us all? Both Alexander the Great and his mule keeper were brought to the same place by death. They were either received into the all generative reason or scattered among the atoms. Marcus Aurelius, Meditations 6.24. In a world that is in many ways becoming more and more unequal, there aren't many truly equalitarian experiences left. When Benjamin Franklin observed that, in this world nothing can be said to be certain except death and taxes, he couldn't have known how good some people would get at avoiding their taxes. But death, that's still the one thing that everyone experiences. We all face the same end, whether you conquer the known world or shine the shoes of the people who do. At the end, death will be a radical equalizer, a lesson in abject humility. Shakespeare had Hamlet trace out the logic in stark terms for both Alexander and Julius Caesar. Imperious Caesar, dead and turned to clay, might stop a hole to keep the wind away. Oh, that earth, which kept the world in awe, should patch a wall to expel the winter flaw. The next time you feel yourself getting high and mighty, or conversely feeling low and inferior, just remember, we all end up in the same way. In death, no one is better, no one is worse. All our stories have the same finale. I think that just goes to show that life is like the crossbow that Sun Tzu is talking about. Life is like the onset of troops. It's rushing and it'll move stones and it'll change things and all of it is just so crazy. But like that decision, right, when the crossbow trigger pulls is death. So all of this energy that is life, all of this force that is your life, make sure that the decisions that we're making are for the better and they're for the good of something.